taking decisions in property investment is an important part. If you are not able to take decision, and if you are kind of undecided person, then you must be facing kind of an analysis paralysis mode. And most importantly, that if you are not taking decision, then you are not moving forward. In this video, I am going to share with you how I have seen a successful property investor actually take decisions. So if you want to learn something about how to take decision, then stick around. I have seen a lot of people take decisions on their head. They just get some information and immediately they decide that whether they will do it or not. In fact, some of the decision is already in their preconceived idea, in their mind, that they are not going to go ahead. However, what I am going to share with you and about to show you a kind of a formula, kind of a method that actually will help you to take the decision and move forward. So the first step of taking any decision is what I call collate informations. You have to collect information about what decision you are taking. You must be getting this information from various sources, through internet, talking to friends, talking to your colleagues, or whatever source that you get. You collate this information and write it down. It's so important that you write down all these informations. If you don't, then you will forget and you won't be able to take the decision properly. So this is the first step. You need to collate all these informations. You have to gather all these informations from different sources. One of the example would be, let's say, whether you'll be investing in Queensland or whether you'll be investing in South Australia. If that's the decision you would like to take, then you would be collating information about, okay, in Queensland, what are the pros, what are the things that you should be considering, what's the rental return that you are expecting, what kind of price range that you are seeing, all this information that you will be collating. Similarly, same thing that you will do for South Australia. The more and more information that you will collate and write it down, it is going to be helpful for you in future. In the second step of this decision making process is called evaluate. The more and more you have gathered all this information, now you are no more collating information. Now you are evaluating those informations. And the evaluation process could be based on your circumstances. An example would be, if I live in Sydney and if I have to decide whether I am going to invest in South Australia or in Queensland, for me, Queensland will have more preference. So I am going to evaluate all the information that I collated, that hey, the proximity from my place, I can go to that place much frequently as compared to South Australia. So that would be one of these evaluations. So evaluating all this information that we collated and then writing down is the second step. Because once you are evaluating all this information and you are writing it down, you basically thinking about the process, you considering all the different factors of why you are going towards that, why you are evaluating those information, why you are going or leaning towards that decision. So evaluate all the information that you collated is a second part or an important part of going or moving forward to your decision. And the third step of this decision making process is when you go to evaluate. Evaluate means you actually even come up with a solution of where you are going to invest or what are the things that you are deciding. And this is the process based on your evaluation, what you have evaluated of these information that you already had. And then when you evaluate this position, then you write it down, a particular decision that you took. It's so important to write it down, because if you don't write it down, then you will forget. It will come up with, you don't know on what basis you have taken or eventually what basis you have actually evaluated that situation. It's very important to write it down. Now here is the key tip. Once you have written it down, your decision, then every time a new decision comes in related to that, then you go back to your journal where you write it down and decide based on that, not in your head. For example, you decided to invest in Queensland, and then tomorrow you talk to another friend, and then that friend is saying that, oh, you must invest in Perth because there are some opportunities coming there as well. you should not be able to take, you should not take decision at that time. What you would do is that, okay, let me collect that information and go back to the drawing board and go back to your evaluation method and go back to your decision making process and find out, hey, on what basis you took the decision, and if this new information will my decision is going to change. Because way too many people I have seen that they just get one line or two line information and then immediately they decide. Whereas if we go with this collect, evaluate and evaluate process, then our decision making process would be robust and we would not be in a position to have an analysis paralysis mode or not able to decide and hence not able to move forward. So hopefully with this method of collecting information and evaluating information and then evaluating those decision is going to help you in future about whether you're buying investment property or you investing in any other forms. It will actually help you to decide and move forward with your life. What is the best way that you take decision? Because if you just take decision on your head and very abrupt and you change your decision quickly, then chances are that you are having some sort of trouble and having some sort of analysis paralysis mode. If you find this video is helpful, then like this video, consider subscribing my channel and turn the notification bell on so you get to see more videos like this.